Hey there, welcome back to the table. Somebody pointed out something that I frankly never paid attention to, and it is very important. The potions only restore 6 of whatever it is, whether it's the ogre juice or the healing potion. So you don't go all the way to max, which is a little annoying. But so what that means then is I need $100 to stay at the tavern to get my health up, and then $100 to stay at the whatever to get my essence up. It might be the other way around. There's 2 different places you need to stay at, is the point I'm getting at. So I think I had enough health potions. Like, I was never truly in danger, not in any situation. I probably would have less health and essence than I do now, because it only restores 6 instead of max. Because now at level 3, everything, I mean, my gosh, we got over 16 hit points and 16 essence in some of these characters. So obviously only restoring 6 versus 16 is a very big difference. But anyways, I don't want to go through the videos and retcon that, but what I make, excuse me, I wanted to make sure folks knew about that, and thank you for pointing that out. All right, so a couple things. We have, sorry, I'm sneezing so much. We have a whole bunch of life force points. So we're gonna get some skills. That's the first thing we're gonna do. The second one is we're gonna do the heroes versus monsters. I really need money bad. And I think that my best shot at getting money is here. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. But I wanted to try something different than Bravely Knight, which we actually made a good amount of money from. So what you do with this one is we have, I'm trying to get the board centered here. We have our 3 heroes. We have a warrior, a wizard, and an archer. Okay, the special abilities are listed here, and their health points are here as well, 5, 4, and 3. And if we ever take damage, you know, we're just going to put, like, that's a marker. That's 1 damage to the warrior, for example. We're going to take a challenge card, and then we're going to just, basically, it's almost like a tower defense. The monsters are going to start here, and they're going to try to move, and they need to get into the Chapel of Light. If they get there, we lose. Okay? So, level 1 challenge, the bet is $100. So I'm going to pay $100, and we win 200 if we win. So we flip this over, and this is the situation. We're going to have 3 of these troll beasts, and they're going to be, I just put the challenge card there. And so 1, 2, and 3, like so. Actually, they're on the first base. Okay, so that's the way it's going to be. All right, now it's a little difficult because the skills are over here, but the action is over here. But the one thing I'm going to call your attention to first is at the top there. This is a grunt. He has 1 health. His special ability is he moves 2 spaces instead of 1. So that could be deadly, right? Because they can get to the end quicker. And let's go over real quick the special abilities of the various guys. Everybody has a normal attack. When they do a normal attack, you're rolling a d6. This 3 means if you roll higher than a 3, you hit him. If you roll less than a 3, he hits you. So this means you got, what, a 60%? Because 3, 4, 5, and 6 hits him. 1 and 2 hits you. And it's 1 damage either way. And then, of course, it's showing once again that he only has 1 health. So going up and doing a regular attack on these guys is a little risky because they could hit you back. The warrior has a special ability where if he succeeds at his attack, all adjacent monsters are also hit. Okay. The archer can shoot from 3 spaces away, which the advantage there is you don't get hit back. At least that's what I think. It doesn't clarify. The mage can target a monster up to 4 spaces away. On a successful roll, all adjacent monsters are hit by the attack. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Now these special abilities cost 3, 2, and 3. So they're pretty costly. And we'll get into like what does action points and all that stuff mean in a second. So I don't think the rules address the situation if I attack from 2 spaces away. Yeah, it's only in a normal attack that they can hit you back. Yeah, he didn't address the situation where you fail. But I think if you fail on a special attack, you don't get hit back. That's going to be my my ruling on that. It makes sense because the amount of action points you're spending is ridiculously high. It only costs you 1 action point to do a normal attack. Like for example, for the warrior, it costs 3 to do a special attack. I mean, so that's like doing 3 attacks. Okay, so you definitely need the blue, and we'll do red for the monsters, right? So we're going to roll 2 dice and see who has initiative. So the monsters go first. That's what that means. So when the monsters go, they are going to move to the Chapel of Light. That's their only goal. If a hero is in front of them, they're going to roll a d6, and if it's a 1 to 3, they're going to go above them. If it's a 4 to 6, well, let's do this example. If it's a 1 to 3, they'll go above. If it's a 4 to 6, they'll go diagonal. That's the only time they move diagonally. Otherwise, they move in a straight line, okay? The fact that the hero's in the way doesn't mean anything. They ignore the heroes, all right? Now, obviously, in the special case where you're down here, you don't need to roll because he has to go that way. Now, if there's ever a situation where he's blocked, because there's 2 things here and he can't go this way or that way, he has nowhere to go, he does 1 damage to the hero in front of him for every movement point he has. And no, the hero does not attack back. So you don't necessarily want to block them unless you're willing to, absorb some hits. The rules really are that simple. All right, so basically, this is what they do on their turn. So now it's our turn. So we're going to roll a 1d6. That's a 4. And then I get to add 3 to it. So I have 7 action points is what that means. So there's several ways you can represent this. We'll do it up here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 action points. There's many ways to do it. You just need to keep track that you have 7. Every time you move 1 space, that's an action point. Every time you attack, it's an action point. And then the special abilities cost more than 1 action point. So if I want to move 1 space here, that's 1 action point. Okay? Then if I want to do a special attack, which is a long shot, that has an AP cost of 2, I can shoot 3 spaces away. So I can spend 2 action points for that, which makes sense to do because he's far away, right? And it would cost me 1, 2 just to get there, and then a 3rd one to attack him. So, but I think I can shoot 3 spaces away. I think it still means I have to roll. So I'm going to roll, and I rolled a 1, so I missed. So that's the crappiest shoot ever. So I'm going to look at the rules because, man, when you spend these action points, that's an awful miss. Okay, all it says is that they shoot. It doesn't, because the rules for checking this is if it's a normal attack. So if you shoot, so here's why I get so confused with Roger's rules. I can shoot 3 spaces away. That's great. Here it says you make 1 attack on a successful roll. All monsters adjacent are hit. This says on a successful roll. There is no unsuccessful roll here, but I'm going to assume that I needed to have a successful roll. So I'm running out of time is what I'm getting at. So I'm going to spend 2 more action points. Let's try again. There's a 5. So I killed this guy because he only had 1 health. So he's done. I still have 2 action points left. So what do? I mean, obviously I can't, I can try to move onto the board. And by the way, you can enter the board from anywhere. So I'm going to try this with the warrior. I'm going to move 1, 2 for my 2 action points, and then I'm done. Okay, I'm out of action points. So now we go to a new round because not everybody's dead. So we do initiative roll again to see who goes first. This time we go first. So now I'm going to roll to see how many action points we get. We get a 3 plus 3 is 6. So 1, 2, but I'll just go this way now. And then we have 1 less action point. So I'm going to spend 1 action point to move my warrior up. Another action point to move him again, because I don't think you can attack diagonally. And then I'm going to use his special ability, which is 3 action points. And I'm going to attack this one, but it's a whirlwind, which will also hit that one as well. And gosh darn it, this is a whole bunch of eggs are in this basket here. And boom, I hit it. So I killed both of these guys, and boom, we won the challenge. And nobody took any damage, so everything resets. The damage stays with the heroes. So if you take damage, you don't get to heal. Well, okay. So let's say they did take damage. The Chapel of Light lets you roll a d6 between missions. And so I'd be able to heal 4 damage amongst everybody. So if there's 6 total damage out here, I only get to heal 4 of it, okay? But nobody took any damage, so I'm fine. And I don't know what I did. Oh, here's the card. So we flip this card over, and you can see I won 200 bucks. So I'm going to take the 100 from there and another 100 from the bank. So we are now up 100 bucks. And we defeated the first challenge. So challenge level 2 is 200 bucks with a $400 prize. So I'm going to take that 200 bucks I just spent, put it back, or that I just won. I'm going to put it in. So I'm still technically down 100 bucks. And according to this challenge card, we are now going up against 4 grunts. So 2 and 2. I don't know where the other one is. Here we go. Roll for initiative. They go first. And boom, that's our situation. Now we roll for us. We're going to get 8 action points. Okay, so with the warrior, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to kill those 2. I don't know how exciting that is. And I think before we continue, I need to see if diagonal attacks are allowed. 1 second. Okay, it just says adjacent squares. It doesn't say what adjacent means. But if you look at the regular rule book, adjacent, that's crazy because adjacent means diagonal. Unless you're talking doors. So we're going to rule that diagonal because that's the way it is in the rule book. Unless it's a doorway, you didn't have to be orthogonally adjacent. You just have orthogonal movement. You can't move diagonal. So I'm going to stick with that. That's the way adjacency works in the rule book. And we got to figure out what to do here. Well, I'm looking at the mage here. He can attack 4 spaces away. And then if he succeeds, he hits anybody adjacent to the monster. And it costs 3. So I don't even need to move onto the board. I'm just going to stay here and shoot at this one for 3 action points with the mage. So I got a 4, and I kill both of these guys. And then I'm going to spend 3 more action points, because since I'm in the Chapel of Light, I can go anywhere. I'm up here, so I'm going to attack that one, and I get a 5, and I kill both of those, and boom, we just completed level 2. So yes, they are easy, but that's what level 1 and 2 should be. So we did level 2, and that is a prize of 400 bucks. So I'm going to take 200 more from the bank, and the original 200, and now we're up 300. So the level 3 challenge cost 300, and so we're technically back to normal. So if we lose this match, we at least haven't lost anything. And here's our new challenge. Our new challenge is 1, 2, 3, 4, just like before, but this time we have a skeleton in play. His special ability is if he's not killed by the end of the round, he regains full health, and he has 2 health. Okay, so we gotta basically hit him twice. All right, let's see who goes first. The enemy goes first, so bing, bing, and just 1 for him. Okay, so now it's our turn. We're gonna get 8 action points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I'm gonna do the same strategy as I did before. Except this one's the one I'm gonna go after first. I'm gonna spend 3 with the mage. I missed, so I gotta spend 3 more with the mage. I hit, and because this is adjacent, I just kill these 2. And then 1 damage goes on this guy, which is a problem. I only have 2 actions left. I can't hit anybody else for 2 action points. So this guy's gonna heal. That stinks. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna at least get the warrior on the board for 1. And I'll move him forward another 1 for 2. All right, so now he's gonna heal. We're gonna roll initiative. This time we go first. And then we're only gonna get 5 action points. There's 5. Okay. Obviously, if I could get to here, I can hit all 3 of them. But that's 3 action points just to get there. And then I don't have enough left. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the mage again. 3. And I'm going to fireball this. I rolled a 6, which is perfect. So ding, ding. And then 1 hit here. We have 2 action points left. So once again, that guy's going to heal himself. And there's nothing I can do. So I'm going to put the archer on for 1. And then I'm going to move up 1 for 2. All right, so the guy is clearly going to heal himself. And then he's going to move up 1 on his turn. And now we roll for initiative. This time he goes first. He moves up 1. Now it's our turn. We're going to get 6 action points. And so I'm just going to, I'm going to spend 2 to attack with the archer. I hit, so 1 damage on the archer. I'm going to spend 2 more for 4. And I hit, and we killed him. So that's a little harder, having to do 2 hits on those guys. But we did win. And this time we get 600 gold for our reward. So we're going to take 600 back. All right, the next challenge costs 400. So I'm going to put a 500 in, take a 100 back. This next challenge is 400. Let's go ahead and do it. And we, of course, reset. And this time, it's 1, 2, 3, and then 2 of these guys. So that's not fun. We go first, which I'm not a big fan of. 2 plus 3 is 5. So I can, for example, I can move 1, 2, and then fireball, right? Because I can shoot 4 spaces away. These guys will both get damaged, but then they're both going to heal. So that's what stinks about that. We don't have any special abilities that does more than 1 damage. That's the part that hurts for us. The fireball, of course, is nice, but so we're going to go 3, 4, and then 5. I'm just going to move onto the board. So now it's their turn, and it's basically going to look like that. So now we're going to roll. They get initiative this time. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1 and 1. That's what it's going to look like. So we need a lot of action points. We only got 5. This hurts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we don't kill all 3 of these guys this round, we lose. So obviously Fireball is nice, but it costs 3 action points. The Whirlwind is nice, but it costs 3 action points. The Long Shot costs 2, which is nice, but we're going to just do normal attack. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to normal attack him, and I kill him. All right? That was one of the action points. Then I'm going to do the Warrior, normal attack. I miss. So the Warrior takes a hit. Another normal attack, and we hit. I got 2 actions left, and we hit. And then 1 action left. There's nothing really I can do, but I can at least move up 1 space, like that. All right, so then these guys are both going to just move like so. All right, so now we move to a new round. We tied. I actually don't know who wins the tie. Do the rules cover that? Oh, it says re-roll the dice. So yes, it does cover that. They go first, which is not good. This one's going to move down to here. This one's going to move up to there. But now it's our turn. And, oh my gosh, we only get 4 actions. So we need to be perfect. So as the Warrior, I'm going to attack twice. There's 1 hit. That's a miss, so I take a damage. Then I'm going to attack a 3rd time. I take another damage. How much health? The Warrior has 5 health. I'm going to attack again, and then finally I kill him. I kill you. I have 1 action left, but there's not much to do with it, so I'm going to forfeit it. So now we go to initiative again. We tied. They go first. He only moves 1 space, so we still have time. But I need actions. I got 5, I got 8 actions this time. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 of them. Okay. So I need to hit this thing twice. I'm going to try to do the archer attack. Well, no, we'll just do normal attack with the archer. So there's 1 hit, and there's another hit. So we got good dice rolling there. We finished them off, but this time we did take some damage. And our prize for winning is $800. So 5, 6, 7, 800. All right. Now we have to heal at the Chapel of Light. I get to heal 3 damage, which is everything. So we are good to go there. Okay, so you're getting the basic gist. It's a very simple game. I think Roger even says that in the rule book. So money count. We're at 1,000. We said we were originally at 1,500 when we started this, right? So I'm just making some change at the bank here. So there's our 1,500 that we started with. And where we're at right now is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I made $900 so far. That's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, being up 900 is pretty good. So this next one is we're going to spend 500, but we get 1,000. And just in case you're wondering, there's 8 challenges to this deck. We're up to level 5, and as you can tell, there's 4 more to go. And there's our 1, 2, 3, 4. These things are going to get harder and harder. That's all I can tell you. Sure, I'll risk the 500. Let's try again. And now we have 2 rows of jerks. Or 2 columns of jerks. We got to name our jerks properly. Columns of jerks. Okay, so here's our 500 spent, and let's set this up. We have 1, 2, this is a nasty little combo. 3, 4, and then a crappy archer, and an archer here, and then now we have a mage, which has 3 health points. So the wizard, he has a chain lightning ability. So if a hero attacks a wizard and misses, range or melee, that hero takes a damage. So I guess that answers the archer question. So if you shoot from range, you don't get hit back. But the wizard can fire back because he has his little fireballs, right? Fireball. That hero takes 1 damage, and then any other hero adjacent to them also takes a damage. That's the wizard ability. Now, what it doesn't cover is what happens if you're in the Chapel of Light and you're shooting from there. I mean, technically everybody's adjacent to you, so maybe everybody just takes the hit. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see who goes first. They go first. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 1. All right, let's see how many. All right, we get 9 action points. There's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I like this. Okay, so the fireball can shoot 4 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no such thing as blocking line of sight or anything. So what I'm going to try to do is I think I want to fireball here and just hit everybody around. So we're going to do that for 3 action points, and let's hope that this hits. And I'm not targeting the mage, so therefore the wizard does not get to shoot back. And that is a hit. So the fireball is going to kill these 2 guys, and then it's going to put 1 damage. This one does not heal. 1 damage here. He will regenerate if I don't finish him off somehow. All right. So let's say I did another fireball. Then I got 3 points left. I could, the archer can shoot 3 spaces away. So let's say I wanted to finish one of these off. 1, 2, 3. I would need to move 2 spaces before I can finish them off. I don't have enough action points to do that. The other thing I could do is leave these guys alive. I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to just try to fireball again, but this time it's going to be these guys. And I rolled a 3, which was still enough. We kill. Man, if you roll bad in this game, you're toast. So that's the situation. I only have 1 action point left. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll just put the archer on board at the top there for that last action. Okay, so we go to the next round. These 2 guys heal. Roll for initiative. They go first, which is fine by me. That just gets them closer. All right. This guy is within range of the archer. So I could spend 2 action points to attack him, and I rolled a 6, so I get 9 actions, which is awesome. So we're going to spend 2 to attack him. And I hit. I'm going to spend 2 more to attack him. And I hit, so this one's dead. Getting really good rolls here. All right, I actually have 4 action points left because one of them, oh, hold on. I spent 6. No, I spent 4. I should have 5 left because 2 of them are on here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to spend 1 to move my archer down. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, he's in range. So I'm going to spend 2. We're going to try to finish off this mage. And thank goodness I rolled well, because the mage could actually shoot back, as you remember. So the wizard's dead. And then I still have 2 more actions. So I think I'm going to just move the hero 1, 2. Okay, so now it's turn. We go first. We're going to get 5 actions. Here's 1, and then I have 4 actions to hit this thing twice. So here we go. There's the first one. That's a miss. That's 2. There's 3. And he needed a 3 to get hit. So we got him. We took 1 damage. Doesn't matter what I roll, I should be able to heal because I'm going to be able to at least roll a 1. And we made that look easier than it really was because the rolls were really in our favor there. But the amount of gold we get is 1,000. That is amazeballs. So this one is 500. And I'm going to take another 500 from the bank. So we got 1,000 back. So right now we are at we're at 1,400 ahead. If we want to do challenge level 6, it's a $600 investment, but then we get 1,200. So we're still ahead. So even if I lose, we gain money out of the overall adventure. The thing is, folks, these guys are getting harder and harder. The beast has 4 hit points. Now, the only special ability the beast has is it'll do 2 damage to you instead of 1, but only in melee. Sure, we only live once, right? So I'm going to spend 600. Let's go for it. Let's see how bad this is. And look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. All up front. Actually, 5 of them. All up front. So those jerks are going to be a completely different thing to hit. And then we have 2 wizards and 3 skeletons. This all of a sudden got hard fast. All right, let's roll for initiative. Yeah, that's level 6. They go first, which this time was a little unfortunate because you're going to get this situation where they're apart from each other. So you can't necessarily fireball them, but let's see how many actions we get. We get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to take these 3 and just bring them back. We're going to fireball, right? If I fireball this guy, I can kill 3 guys in 1 attack. That's still my most efficient move. And of course I miss. This is bad. So now we only have 2 actions left. So I'm going to shoot with my archer. And it doesn't matter which one I pick, so I'm going to pick one on the end. Because I still want to be able to fireball if I can. And that's all that happened. So now we roll again. This time we have initiative, which is good. And this time we have 9 actions. So we're going to fireball the first one. And we hit. So I didn't say where, but of course I'm hitting 3 of them. Now we have 6 actions left. We're going to do an archer shot on this one. And that's enough. So we have 4 actions left. These guys are all going to move 1 space. So one of the actions is going to put him there. And then we're going to fireball 1, 2, 3, 4 for 3. So I know that this guy will heal himself, but I can at least damage both of them. And I missed. So doesn't matter. So it's their turn. They all move up. Now we go again. They go first. So they get closer, which is actually not so bad for us. Now it's our turn. And we're going to get 9 actions again. So yes, we're going to fireball for 3. Right here. Am I? I'm going to fireball here. All right. So 1, 1, and 1. So we have 6 actions left. I'm going to fireball the same place again. All right, so we killed and killed. Killed 2 of them. All right, and then we have these 2 guys up here, and we have 3 actions left. I can't figure out a way to hit that skeleton in just 3 action points with 2 hits, unless I'm adjacent to him. It will cost me more action points just to get adjacent to him. So what I'm going to do is, since I have 3 action points, I'm going to spend 2 of them to try to finish off this mage, which I did. So the mage is dead. And then the last one I will use to put my wizard or my warrior out. Okay, so now we go to a new round. We go first. Interesting. So I was hoping they would. We only get 4 actions. That's even more interesting. So I could fireball. It would only put 1 hit on each one, and then I only have 1 action left. I really wanted them to go first. I could archer twice to finish him off. That's also not very good. So I'm going to spend 1 action to move up with my warrior, and then I'm going to spend all 3 of my actions to try to finish this off. So here's the first one. That's a hit. The second one is a miss. And the third one is a hit. So we do finish that off. And then on his turn, he's moving up. Okay, so now we go, he gets first initiative, so he moves up. So we got to kill him this round. We get 5 action points. So at this point, we just need to hit somebody 3 times. So the warrior is going to do the job. For 5 action points, we're going to attack. It's nothing but attack, attack, attack. So here we go. Attack 1 is a miss. Attack 2 is a hit. Attack 3 is a hit. Attack 4. And attack 5. Oh. So we have 4 damage. And then this one, we have to win the initiative or we lose. And we lost. If we would have won the initiative, then we would get to go again. So that's the game of chance. And that's how it rolls. So if we would have gained the initiative, I would have attacked with like the mage or somebody else, just because I didn't want the warrior to die. But we would get 1,200. Now, you might be wondering, well, what would have happened if the warrior died? Well, he would still go here with all of his hit points lost. And then when you roll that die to heal, you can resurrect the warrior by healing him, right? So if you only roll a 2, then you can take 2 of the damage away, and then he's back to life, but he's damaged still. And yes, the reward would have been 1,200. So let's say we won that battle. So now I would attack. I'd probably attack with the archer because he has more hit points. So we have 6 actions. The first one is a hit and the guy's dead. That's how close that was. And then we would get 1,200 buckaroos added to our stash. So it got really challenging here at level 6. I would imagine that if you try to do level 7, you might be in for a rude awakening. That's 700, and then we have basically just 2 levels left. This one, to me, those skeleton archers are actually a big problem. And there's 4 of them, and then you got this beast that has 4 health on him. So by the time you take these 3 out, which can be done with a fireball, right? 1 fireball would take all 3 of those out. These guys, I mean, you could craft your fireball. If you shoot at the wizard, who can also shoot back, mind you, you would at least hit all 3 of them. And let's say you did that twice. then, you know, you killed both of these and the wizard is still very damaged. Then you got the same thing on this side, but then you have this guy in the middle who's just plodding along, not taking any damage at all. The other way to do it is to attack this guy in the middle, and then you're damaging these two, and then you sort of take on these two later. It's doable, but I just think you run out of time because you have to do so many hits. And then this last one, to be quite honest, I sort of like better than these fast guys, but the fireball taking out the fast guys, not so easy. But basically, I would target him here because these guys all move together. If I target him, I'm damaging 6 guys. Does that make sense? So this is Fireball Central. And then, you know, I can target here and I can damage 6 guys. And then, you know, this guy would die and he would have 2 hits. So I would only kill 1 guy, but I have, well, actually, yeah, I shouldn't do that. You should target the same ones twice because otherwise the skeletons don't die. So I could basically kill all 3 of these the first turn and then start working, like attack this guy here, and then it's hitting everybody around him. I don't know. It's definitely doable, but holy cow, you need to have fireball action points, first of all. And then secondly, you know, your dice need to go your way. I mean, I think that's the tricky part about this. So anyways, that's heroes versus monsters. I am not pushing my luck anymore. I think I hit my limit there. And you get the gist. How fun was it? Not very. It wasn't very fun. I sort of like the Bravely Knight at least a little better because it was, I mean, it just feels like you're playing the game of life. You just spin the wheel and see what happens to you. The battles in Bravely Knight were, like I said, I think we got super lucky. I think we were getting lucky even in this one for a while. But yeah, I mean, it's so the big thing is I give Rogers huge kudos for, not cuties, but cooties, kudos. He definitely put a lot of thought into these because his games of chance they're all very different from each other. And I mean, who can complain about that? You really can't. He made something where there's a little something for everybody. So if you're an analytical nerd, this might be more your thing, and you just play this all the time. If you want to play blackjack, he gave it to you. You know, you want to just play a game of life, you got that. And if you want to roll dice because you're a nut and think you can actually climb that tower, well, you got that too. So, from here, there's only 2 things left. We're going to spend our money. These items are already ours. We just haven't given them to anybody. We can spend our money and we got to get our skills. So, if you remember, we happen to have a whole bunch of skills here. And the cleric, for example, has this holy damage where you can deal 3 damage to a monster just straight up at the end of combat. But you have to have done damage with a spiritual weapon. We have the divine healing, which is a little bit more powerful. I may want to get that. We have the most powerful consecrate ground, which lowers it by 6. The healing hands gets a little bit better, 1d6, 1d8. The arcane barrier. I would swear we bought this. In fact, we did. I just don't know where the card went because I'm not seeing it on the mage anymore. I wonder what happened to that card. I don't even see the, so this is Arcane Barrier level 2, level 3, but where's Arcane Barrier level 1? Oh, right there it is. We never did buy it. Okay. So, I mean, that one's nice too because it absorbs 3 damage, which is almost as good or just as good. I mean, that's actually a little bit better than the Knight ability because the Knight ability, I have to spend 1 essence to block 2. I guess, yeah, you know, This is 1 essence to block 1. So still pretty good. Tactical Warfare just lets the Paladin reroll dice. There's no issues there. The Vanish is probably my least favorite of all these. But you can see they cost. So it's going to cost me 4 life points for this. This one costs 4, and then I think it costs 3 to maintain it. The Flaming Orb is something we didn't use yet, but it still has potential to be good. So there you go. The Shadow Daggers, you don't need to necessarily have a certain success in combat. I'm starting to like those ones, just because the Holy Damage is great, but you have to have combat, and then you have to deal damage with a certain type of weapon. So it's a lot less useful, when you have that situation. The Divine Healing we're using a lot, and now that the potions don't do as much as we thought, this might actually be very important. So yeah, I'm looking at these essence or life force costs. It's anywhere from 2 up to 5, and the amount of life force we have is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. We have 30 points to spend, which you would think is a lot, but it's not. So we got 30 points to spend, and then we're going to buy stuff at the blacksmith and maybe do some, make some gems. That's all that's left. And then after that, we are going in for the final dungeon romp. I have to find all these tools. And there's just a bunch of locations everywhere. We haven't found a single one yet. And then Father Jova is asking us to go into the Halls of Dead and vanquish all champion monsters that reside there. We haven't done that yet either. And that's all we need to do. And then kill 3 guardians, which admittedly were tough at level 2. So I'm imagining they're going to be tough at level 3. I don't know if we necessarily need to go on a mining spree anymore, because we sort of got what we got, and we don't have a lot of money. That's the issue. I need to stay at an inn and a hospital or whatever to get my points up for all my heroes, but that's it. So yeah, I'm out of steam. Like I said, I was getting bored with this. I still am. I am excited about the fact that we got some money, we can buy some new items. That part I'm not bored about. I'm just bored that because I feel like I'm rushing just to wrap this up. I don't feel very into the game. I don't feel like there's a thematic reason why I'm doing what I'm doing next. There's some aspects of this that fall short after you've played it this many hours. And obviously I think people said it took them 8 hours to play this game. With me recording, I'm easily at 16 to 20 hours to play this game. And I'm not even done. I still have a 3rd quest table to do. I think maybe if I just take a break, because I've definitely been playing this game hard. I might just take a break and see if I can muster up the energy to finish this out. I just feel like I don't look forward to moving 5 minions around anymore. That really annoys me. Like there's no end. Like I'm even trying to come up with a way of just playing this without the minions for the rest of the way. It's not really very doable because of the random factor of, any time they could go rogue on us. I do think that these abilities we're going to buy are going to help. Getting a new divine healing, pumping up the... So, for example, the Flaming Orb at level 3 is going to do 3 to 4 damage to a monster. This dual shot, 3 to 4 damage. The long shot, 3 damage. Right now we're only getting 1 damage in for a cost of like 2 essence. There's 3 damage. There's 4 damage. So we definitely want to buy some good skills. That's not a problem because that doesn't cost us money. The blacksmith items, there's a lot of wonderful items there. I'm not going to be able to buy as much as I want. So I am going to have to make some tough choices. But that's not bad. I mean, a game that makes you make tough choices is not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, this is basically, we're going to clear out one room here and spend the rest of the game up in that corner clearing out those rooms. And then, and I think we're at a point where every room now is a quest item. Because we're supposed to find 3 tools. Well, there's only one room here left, and then 2 rooms there, which are the tool rooms. So every chamber we went into, we found nothing. So these are the final 3. So there's a tool in each one. And then way up there on the end, that's the east and west. And the quest there is we just have to clear them. So there's not like any quest item or anything. They just have to be cleared out. So we're going to kill, and, you know, form our parties. Maybe have somebody on raid duty, and then it's just a mop up and done. I think for all intents and purposes, most people who are watching this game to learn how to play have learned how to play at this point. Am I rationalizing quitting? I sort of am. But like I said, I want to take a break. To be quite honest, I'm still motivated to start a new game. Like, that sounds more interesting to me than finishing this 3rd table. But I pride myself, and I even mock people like One Stop Co-op Shop because they don't have the stamina to do a whole game like this. Nobody that is in this for money does. So that's what separates me from them. That's the reason why I exist, because I do what they don't do. And then, of course, if I quit, then... But I did quit Alter Quest, too. Yeah, I'm going to just hush up and think about it and watch some Supercross today. And let's see how I feel later tonight. And we can give this another go. Is it still a good game? Yes, it is. Am I ever going to convince a friend to play this with me? No, I'm not. This is going to be a game I'm only ever going to play solo. It's such an epic game. I'm going to regret the fact that, like, let's say I put this on my shelf for 6 months and then get it out. All those rules that I now know, I'm going to forget again. This is one of those games that are like that. Enemy Action Ardennes is like that. D-Day at Omaha Beach is like that. It's really hard to get those games back off the shelf after you've put them away for a while. So that's annoying. Yeah, anyways. Thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome. As regards to like the blacksmith and the skills, when I do pick this up again, if I'm going to continue this, I will make sure I buy those. And this is all the blacksmithing cards that we have. So we did all this mining. So I think we can make just about any gem we want with all of this. Obviously, we're going to be limited by the special gems, you know, and what they do, but we have a whole bunch of gems. So we should be able to do whatever we want. And it's funny because, you know, we're turning into God mode, and that's what's making the game a little boring. Somebody suggested getting out the difficult monster deck. Well, that was, so my idea there was I wanted to start over and use the difficult monster deck the entire playthrough. Like that's what the new start over would do, is we'd get the difficult monster deck and we'd tweak the settings a little bit. So like one of the things I'm contemplating is I did look at this from a scenario perspective. Almost all the scenarios have 2 secret rooms and 2 mystery chambers. This is the only one that does not. But you can see like how they seed the dungeon. The quests, of course, are going to be different with each scenario. But where I'm going with this is like the Tomb of Kaladar actually has like there's stuff on the map. Like if you go into a certain room, there's like this spinning chamber, you know, and there's spikes spinning around, and like you have to do something to actually get through the chamber, or otherwise you take damage. So it's almost like living traps on the board. And I think it's interesting. It's definitely a neat twist. But like, for example, if we played with the epic hard monsters, I mean, I might stay normal with the potions. I may not go bonkers there. But like maybe with the blacksmith inventory, I don't know, like is it better to give me more items or less? Because I can't afford the items that are there already. The Guardian Spawn track, you know, I could try to make that a little harder so they come out quicker. I can make it so we can have 6 Guardians instead of, you know, 3. Like that stuff I'm willing to do. The minion population of 5, you know, I'm so angry at that phase of the game. I want to move it down to 3. And then by taking the harder minions and the more Guardians, like to me, I'm more willing to go down to 3 here, just for my own sanity, and then go up to 6 there. Like that makes more sense to me. Hell, I'm even willing to make the raid difficulty harder if that makes people feel better about the difficulty level. I just, I hate minions. They're just the most pointless thing in this game. And I understand that the whole purpose of them is to spot you and then raid the village. And that does keep the tension in the game going. But that they're ruining this game for me. All right, and that's why I need to take a break. Because just the thought of going through another set of turns managing those minions is what's setting me off. So, okay, for real. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. We'll see you later.